What is going on, guys? Wisco, Cisko coming at you with a little day of infamy action. This is a quick tutorial on how to actually join a private server. So, in case you guys were wondering, there are two different server types in this game. There's public and there is a private. Now, the public servers are when you go to multiplayer here. This is really, instinctual to go to this and pretty obvious, really. Hey, I want to play a multiplayer game, little player versus player. Well, it gives you four options: casual with bots, battles, special assignments, and then any playlist. And usually people go, okay, well, battles, I don't really want to play with bots. I'll do battles. That's the most normal type of game mode in the game. So yeah, I'll join battles. And then you just hit play. It's as easy as that. But here's the caveat. It brings you to New World servers only, and they're set up all over the world. They're literally in Tokyo, Seattle, Chicago, Frankfurt, London. They're all over the world. So the chances of you getting in your local server, I think they're actually fairly good about matching you in a server by where your region is, I suppose. So for instance, I'm from Wisconsin. They usually match me in the Chicago server, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get into a full server. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be playing with some good players, because the difference is if you go to a private server. And this is where you're going to find a lot of players who are a lot better at the game. You're going to have a much more enjoyable time. There's a lot of people that knock Day of Infamy because there's players that are just too new to the game. There's a lot of team killing. You kind of get a little bit of a troll action. You know what I'm talking about. And also, you're limited to what New World provides you as far as waves go and the game modes. So if you're joining something like a private server, they obviously have admins that'll kick trolls. Your wave count is usually a little bit higher. So for instance, like if you play Dog Red on a New World server, they'll give you 5 waves starting out as the American Army, which is really hard to do. If you guys have ever played Dog Red, to do it in 5 waves, it's actually nearly impossible. But on a private server, they'll give you something like 10 waves or 15 waves, so it's a little bit easier to take the beach. They kind of balance it out a little bit. The other big thing about a private server is you're going to get a kill feed. So that's a little thing in the upper right corner that tells you if you kill somebody or if they killed you and how they did it. You are not going to get that in a public server. They just don't have kill feeds. And there's some private servers that don't have kill feeds either, so you kind of got to watch out for that. But let's get right into it now, finally. So if you go to multiplayer here, browse servers is one way to get to it. Another one is if right on the main menu, if you go back to it here, server browser. And anyone that's ever played Steam knows exactly what this looks like. But in case you're new to any kind of like Steam game, like a Counter-Strike or Day of Defeat had this, of course, right? This basically gives you every list of every server, both public and private. You can see I hit refresh all here in the bottom right. Gives me a whole list, and then I usually just sort by players. So obviously I don't want to go into a server that's got 0 players. I want to, face some guys. So I look for things. I'm in the Chicago region, like I mentioned earlier, so I get a good latency here, and latency is key. If you're playing with a 300 ping, you're not going to be killing guys because it doesn't register quite as well, does it? So 18, 27, 64, I can play in these. But here's the main difference that you guys will see. There's a bunch of NWI ones. Those are your public servers that if I auto-matched in this multiplayer, that's probably a server it would have brought me to, which is fine. You'll get good games and good players in there every once in a while. But in the private ones, you're going to get them just about every time. So, for instance, this would be a private one, the 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment. I play on there a decent amount. This is a good server to go on. Good private server. Right now, it's, what time is it? In my local time, it's 5 p.m. on a Tuesday. So, obviously, you guys see the 487, not really a lot of players. In about 3 hours, that'll pick up to about 800, I would suspect. Probably double. So another one I like to look for, actually I got it in my favorites, 1st RB, 1st Ranger Battalion. They have a number 1 and number 2 server. Couldn't recommend these guys more. I love these servers. You're going to find me in there all the time if you guys go in there, all the time. And the other good thing about the private servers is you're going to start to know a lot of people. You get to know these guys because they play on the same servers over and over, where if you go to like a London and then you go to a Chicago and then a Frankfurt, you're not going to really know all the same guys. Heck, you can go to a Frankfurt and they're all going to be speaking German, so... Maybe that's a little bit more authentic, though, of a game mode, I suppose. So those are the two differences. A lot of people don't realize that when you go to multiplayer and you hit play, they're going to always get you to a public server. They're never going to auto-match you into a private server. You have to look for them yourselves, like this. So hopefully you guys take some advice and change your opinions on the game if you guys are out there just either not understanding the difference between the two, or if you're out there saying this game sucks, it's because everyone's new and I just get team killed and blah blah blah. Well, trust me, you will have the most fun games in the private servers. So hopefully I will see you guys there. I will see you on point.